Welcome to today's show of the greatest game. Sleepy United just finished up their last practice before the section championship game tomorrow night, scheduled for 7 o'clock at Southwest State, likely not starting on time. Today's special guests, we got the coordinators, Tyler Jensen, David Schreffer joining us. All that coming up after this.
Today's episode is brought to you by The Picks. Everything you need before and after a game. And by Randy's Family Drug and Gift, proud supporter of Sleepy Eye Schools. Does your pharmacy support Sleepy Eye Schools?
All right, welcome back. Got our two coordinators here, fired up as can be about tomorrow night's huge game that we just can't wait for. But first things first, we got here by beating Adrian last Saturday. Coach, it was a different story for our offense last Saturday. I can tell you what I saw as a fan. Here's what your players thought. Sleepy Eye United back in action this week. It is section title week. Friday night's matchup against Springfield. But they had to change the script because they had to face Adrian a second time last Saturday. Guys, it was awesome. It was a totally different game. Defensively, what changed and what was the difference between the first game and second game defensively against Adrian?
We really just got more strong up front and stopped the inside run, took them away from it, got them out of their comfort zone and made them throw the ball. Yeah,
they can't throw the ball. I mean, really, they really can't. Now, offensively, though, we scored more. You know, what was the difference there?
We just really put four quarters together. We just really haven't done that all year.
Yeah.
When we put it all together, good things happen.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably the first game where you scored just as much in the second half as you did the first. I think all season long. Huge. So, but as a coach, what adjustments did you try and do last game differently?
We just looked for matchups. We got our speed out on some guys we thought we could beat. Ran some backside stuff on them that we missed in the first game, and kind of giving in to just being the big play team.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And you are who you are. I mean, I loved it. I mean, basically, all I saw as a fan, I'm like, oh, you want your guy to race our guy?
Right.
By all means.
That's
it
basically
worked out
what we
well
did.
for us.
Yeah,
So.
100%.
Now, defensively, and you kind of heard what these players said. Tell us what your goal was going into that game.
Our goal was just to try to play more physical football and just fly around and just play hard-nosed football.
Yeah, and I really think you almost owe this guy a favor because when our offense, we got that big kick return, we got these big plays, we got a lead. Now, Adrian's offense, running the ball, that doesn't work so well.
No, we made a joke earlier in the week. I told them if they could score on every offensive possession, we'd be really happy with them. So
I mean, I'm looking at, man, our guys, when we had a lead, way more fun on defense. When you can just get after that quarterback who really is not a thrower at all.
Right.
Just wasn't his strength. So, excellent game last Saturday. Now let's talk about this tomorrow's huge matchup on Friday night. So, we talked to players practice earlier in the week. Here's what they had to say. All right, that leads us into Friday's big matchup against Springfield. You beat them already once this year, right? But now we got to do it again. When you look at that last game and then moving into Friday, offensively, what's got to happen to have success Friday?
We just got to be able to run the ball efficiently, get into second and 5. When we set up those opportunities, we'll be good.
Yeah, you got to win on first down. Yeah.
Penalties, keep the penalties down.
Absolutely. Now, defensively, you probably held them to their lowest scoring all year, but now you got to do it again. And when you break down last game's film, what's got to happen Friday?
We just got to play our game, play aggressive. Last time we played them, we were kind of unorganized a few times out there defensively. I think if we play a little more organized, a little more aggressive, it'll go our way.
Awesome. All right, so there's our players and what they're thinking about. Let's talk about this huge game. When you look at the offenses coming into this game, Springfield and Sleepy United, both rushing offenses are in that ballpark of 120 to 130 yards a game, pretty similar really. Yep. And it's such a big factor in tomorrow's night's game. How do you feel about your run game tomorrow night going into that game?
Actually, watching film back, we ran the ball pretty well against them the first game. I think Johnny ended up with 86 yards and Cody had 20 plus. We had a lot of holding penalties, took a lot of yards away. And
on that note, when you have those penalties, we had 12 penalties that game, way above average.
Correct.
And you're behind the chains. And how much harder is it now as an offense to stay on the field?
It's hard against them. You get in third and longs, they're going to dial up some different stuff. They'll drop a second safety on you. They'll shift guys around and take plays away. So, it played a huge factor in the first game. It really handcuffed us to what we were going to do.
And their line, how big is their line?
They're big.
I mean, the biggest we faced?
Oh yeah, by far. They got a nose tackle that comes in at 325.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're definitely the biggest we face.
Yeah.
I think we can handle them.
Yeah.
We just gotta be clean.
Yep. Yeah. Now, defensively facing this, the last game, both defenses played really well. They both played well enough to win. So, as my thoughts are, these defenses aren't going to do a whole lot different. So, in your mind, what do you think their offense might do differently?
I mean,
I'm not going to ask you that. But
no, I see them just maybe some more pre-snap motion or some bunch sets to try to get their athletes in space. That's what offenses try to do. They try to get their athletes in space. So.
Yeah, and like I was thinking the other day, the key matchup for me is our front four, or if you whatever you're going to do, your front guys getting pressure on that quarterback so you can drop 7 guys and don't have to bring that 5th or 6th guy. That was huge last game, I thought. The other thing that's really huge is this. I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, our D-backs bring a speed and length they don't normally see. Is that true?
Yeah, I think we're one of the more dynamic teams that way. I mean, in the secondary, that's where our talent and our strength is. I mean, we got 4 really good coverage guys with good speed and height, which is rare.
I mean, I just cannot wait for that matchup, that our D-backs, their receivers, and it goes both ways. I mean, the same guys are on there when you're on offense.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So such an exciting time. Now, there's the one element we haven't talked about that we have to talk about, and that is this rivalry, this animosity. I'm not lying. I feel it at work. I got a coworker. She's from Springfield. I get vibes there too, and it just adds to the intrigue. And I mean that in a good way. It just makes it so exciting for our players. And I'm guessing you're hearing a lot of this at practice, or not?
Absolutely, and this has been around since Tyler and myself have played. I mean, this goes back forever. This is just isn't us, and when these two towns are good in football, it really gets fired up, and it's nice to have it back again.
Oh yeah, it's great for us fans. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Well, hey, best of luck to you guys and your teams. We cannot wait. We're going to check it out tomorrow. Thank you.